so welcome back to my channel. So if you've been around for a while or you know anything about me, you will know that I don't like doing TBR videos and I barely ever do them, especially not month by month because I don't know what I'm gonna read a month in advance. And I don't like planning out my life that much. But this month it's different because November means it's time for non-fiction November. Well, eloquent. This is basically a month-long readathon, and off the top of my head I can't remember the organizers, but who does it? I'll put them in the description below because my brain doesn't work right now. Basically, the point of the readathon is really just to read as much non-fiction as you can or want to read, and for that purpose, I'm again not gonna make this like a rigid TBR. I'm really just showing you the books that I own that are non-fiction that I feel like I might want to get to this month. Don't know how many of these I'll read. I don't want to only read non-fiction because I feel like I would burn myself out on that and I don't think I'd enjoy that. So maybe I'll like alternate, read non-fiction, fiction, non-fiction, fiction, something like that. We'll see how it goes. I guess you have to come back for the wrap-up to find out. But these are all the books that I could potentially read this month. The first one I'm definitely hoping to read, it's actually my current read, and that is The Political Thought of Mao Zedong by Stuart Schramm. I don't know if I think he's American, but his name sounds very German. This is obviously a library book and it's an academic book. There's a 150-page introduction at the beginning by Stuart Schramm on Mao as a political figure. And the rest is, I think, Mao's writings and like things he said and don't know exactly. But if you don't know, Mao was a very prominent political figure in the history of China, and he was a very revolutionary thinking person, and we're learning about him right now in politics class, and the teacher suggested that we go read this book. And it's very dense and it's very tedious even, I would say. I'm sort of skimming some parts, but I have read most of it so far, and I'm on page 162 of like 400 something, so I'm making myself read about 30 pages a day. It's definitely interesting. On the topic of China, another book that I have owned for a few months now and have been dying to read is One Child by Mei Phone, the story of China's most radical experiment. Obviously, this is about the one-child policy in China. I don't know anything about it yet. We haven't gotten to that part, but I'm hoping this is also gonna enhance my like political and historical knowledge of China, and I'm really interested in this topic and I can't wait to jump into this, so this is definitely very high up on my TBR as well. If you're paying attention, you will notice a theme of Southeast Asia in this TBR, and that's just because that's the area that interests me most geographically. So yeah, the next book is In Order to Live by Yeonmi Park. This I actually haven't even hauled yet because I just got it today in the mail. This is very famous, obviously. I probably don't have to tell you what it's about, but Yeonmi Park escaped from North Korea, and this is like her memoir. I don't know anything about Korea. It's neither south nor north, so I'm really fascinated by this book, and I'm really interested to dive into this one. Another book I really want to get to is also a book I haven't hauled yet because it also came today, and that is Attack of the 50-Foot Blockchain, Bitcoin, Blockchain, Ethereum, and Smart Contracts by David Gerard. This is, as the title aptly suggests, a book about the blockchain technology. If you didn't know, me and my friends have recently been getting really interested in this topic. We've launched our own YouTube channel called Crypto Corner. I'll link it if you haven't seen it yet. And I'm trying to sort of, first of all, expand my knowledge on this topic and also try to find some books that I could possibly recommend in a video on the new channel. So this is the first, and I've also ordered a second one that hasn't quite arrived yet. This I think is kind of more of like a humoristic look at some of the failures of the blockchain technology, or like failures in the cryptocurrency area. It says scams, drugs, crooks, and cryptography at the back. So this is probably not the most motivating book to read in terms of like your own enthusiasm about the blockchain technology, but it's really short. It's like not even 200 pages, and it seems good, has a lot of good reviews, and I can't wait to dive into this one. Another book I haven't hauled yet. Oh my god, this is a theme. This book is called Verzerrte Sichtweisen, Syrer bei uns, von Ängsten, Missverständnissen und einem veränderten Land by Christine Hellberg. Let me try to translate the title because it's obviously in German. It means distorted points of view, Syrians in our country, about fears, misunderstandings in a changed country. Yeah, basically this is, I think that the author is German and the book kind of focuses on Germany versus Syria, not versus, but like on trying to like bust myths about Syrian refugees, tries to take a closer look at the culture and help sort of understand, yeah, these foreign group of people that are coming into our country. I feel like this would be also really relevant here in Austria, so that's why I picked it up. I'm really interested to read this, so this is also high on my TBR. And I've said this about like 5 books now, so maybe I will exclusively read nonfiction this month after all. And the last 3 books I want to show you real quick, I'm not as like desperate to get to because I've owned them for a bit and so far I've just kind of been meh about them. The first is The Chrysanthemum and the Sword, Patterns of Japanese Culture by Ruth Benedict, which was written like 100 years ago about Japanese culture, so quite interesting. Then I have Tokyo Vice by Jake Adelstein, which is about Tokyo Japanese Yakuza, so like mafia, that I also really want to get to. And the third is Unbearable Lightness by Portia de Rossi, an eating disorder memoir that I also don't really feel in the mood for right now. But basically, these are all the nonfiction books I have right now. 2 more are on the way to me. One is another blockchain book, and the other one is about Stalin. So it depends what I'm in the mood for this month and what I'll actually get to. But yeah, I'm really excited to be participating in Nonfiction November, and just because we're already here, I might as well tell you what I'm currently reading. So I've already said I'm reading The Political Thought of Mao Zedong, and then I'm also trying to read House of Leaves by Mark C. Danielewski. I've read about almost 100 pages more. I've told you guys maybe in my Project TBR video that I had read half of this like years ago, and I did not start over because that would have completely killed my motivation, and so I read 100 pages of this about in the last week or so, or like a few days. And then I'm also, it's on my TBR, on my currently reading list, but I'm not really actively reading it, and that is The Mime Order by Samantha Shannon. This is a reread because I forgot everything that's happened in this book, and I want to read the 3rd book, The Song Rising, but I just couldn't get into it when I picked it up, so it's on my currently reading list. I want to get to it eventually. That is it, you guys, for my nonfiction TBR, Nonfiction November TBR, and also the books I'm currently reading or trying to read. I feel like I'm at the point right now where all the books I'm reading I'm not like 100% into, so all of them feel kind of like a chore, which is not good. I forgot to mention one book. I'm also reading the ARC, These Violent Delights by someone, I can't remember the name, but yeah. So all of these feel like chores, which is not ideal, and I hope to finish like at least like these 2 soon because they're kind of like must reads for me right now. So yeah, so that I can finally jump into books that are gonna be fun again. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. If you have any other nonfiction recommendations, please leave them in the comments down below. I'm very interested, and I will see you soon for another video. In the meantime, head over there to check out some other videos I recently did. I will see you soon. Have a lovely week. Bye!